Dota 2 fans, and welcome once again to the Star Ladder I-League Star Series Season 3. Star Series Invitational happening once again, and these two teams vying to face up against Team Spirit in the grand final that'll come up after this best of 3 for that spot in the LAN. So very exciting matchup here. Vega Squadron versus their old commander in Mag and Comanche. So this should be a fun one. MRP here, guys, to bring you all the cutscenes. Hope your Saturday night treated you well. Your Sunday morning is treating you like hell, but we've got some Dota 2 to cure what ails you. So let's get into the draft here. Warlock MK bands coming out from Vega Squadron. Magnus, no surprise, removed from Comanche. And the Lifestealer, interestingly enough. They're going to opt for the first phase Treant Protector. We'll see what they've got up their sleeve. Saw one Treant yesterday. Was for Navi alongside a Dazzle. Ended up being a little bit passive overall. Wasn't able to get aggressive across the map. There was a Spirit Breaker Tusk on the opposite side of them, so they had to skill the Treant very defensively. And unfortunately, without any points in that nature's guise early on, just wasn't really able to influence the map. We'll see if Comanche can kind of switch pace from what Navi was able to accomplish. But Team Spirit looked solid yesterday. Did drop one game to Navi. Navi with a Monkey King Nature's Prophet strat really moved around the map well in game 2, but alas, Team Spirit able to beat them in games 1 and 3 fairly decisively. So they do look solid. Vega looking pretty decent thus far in the tournament as well. Expecting to be the slight favorite going into this one. A few more household names on the squad as well. You've got Aloha Dance, Yoma the Slayer, Afterlife. And of course Silent, who's been around for a very long time. G in the mid lane as well. But definitely do not sleep on the mind of Mag. Logic has looked like, or Magical, as he's tagged up here, has looked like a pretty promising young player as well. CIS. Speaking of CIS, we're going to get a Pudge pick from Vega, and an early one at that. So already, you know, a hero that early on can deal with living armor with the rot ticks. A hero that is going to have arcane aura behind him as well. So, you know, shouldn't be too thirsty for mana as he roams across the map trying to win lanes for his squad. Good against Juggernaut as well. Of course, you can hook through the Blade Fury. So already starting with a tree and a Pudge. Like we may be getting ourselves a treat this morning. This matchup is a best of 3 format, guys. This series, best of 5 grand final will follow it up, and that'll be at 18 CE. Apparently, some people don't like memeing, guys. I was told I memed a little too hard in my cast yesterday, so I'm gonna tone it down for you. It was only because it's Navi, guys. Only because it's Navi. And by that, I mean easily the widest fan base in the world. If you look at least over time, there has to be no contest. Lena Band going to come out from Comanche. Definitely something G's comfortable with. Also just a fairly strong hero. Especially with Arcane Aura behind her. Tinker Band and the TA Band. TA is an interesting one. You know, having a Pudge, you do have some potential in the mid lane to ruin her day. As far as Comanche goes, one thing a bit surprising is that the Earth Spirit's been ignored thus far. But it definitely feels like Vega have done their homework. There have been a bunch of TA and Tinker picks in the last 3 series. And they're winning with those as well. But usually a Warlock behind them. Really good counter initiation that the Warlock can provide you. You have your TA or your jump in, initiate the fight, have that chaotic offering
Legion
behind
Commander.
you. In this game, you hope the overgrowth serves a similar purpose, but in practice, of course, it doesn't feel as effective as the Warlock ultimate. Okay, so Legion Commander comes up for Vega. So definitely some deviation from the norm here from both sides, but not unwarranted at all. Legion Commander, very nice versus the Juggernaut. Lock him down through the Blade Fury. Can kind of, you know, similarly to Lena, and not saying this Legion's going to win by any stretch, unless it be against the Juggernaut. But similar to the Lena, can just nuke down the wave with overwhelming odds with Arcane Aura behind her. Pretty self-sufficient laner in that Legion. She definitely can lane safe lane if they opt to, you know, use that laning configuration. Off lane, perhaps the more predictable or common role for the LC. But with the Crystal Maiden, you know, a hero that can jungle pretty effectively, and Pudge, a hero that wants to roam around and garner advantages across the map, Legion Commander, especially with Arcane Aura, is certainly a hero that you can feel, you know, fairly confident leaving by her lonesome. Aren't too many 1v1s that she loses, at least not handily. Okay, so Troll's been pretty damn popular throughout the tournament, and even yesterday was picked twice. It was 2-0 as well. But you can fact check me on that. And flame me on Reddit or Twitter. Alright, so no TA, no OD, no Tinker. Those are the typical kind of mid lane picks for Comanche. We've seen some Queen of Pain too, and it feels like CIS is really the only region that gives that hero any credence. But it'll go for the Invoker in this one. So some heavy team fight built around this overgrowth from the Treant. You definitely want to be able to kite troll during the battle trance, and just in general. And Invoker certainly fits that bill. Has this Treant and the Witch Doctor. Some ugly bashes through spin TPs come out yesterday for Troll. See how lucky he is, or how his fortune fares in this one. Sniper ban from Comanche. Saw Iceberg and Spirit use that sniper to great effect yesterday in both of their wins. And with the Troll, certainly becomes all that much more scary. So Comanche likely looking for their offlaner here.
Clockwork.
All right. So I was thinking Puck, honestly, for Mag. But this is a real throwback Mag hero, something that he's very comfortable on. There was a time in Dota 2 where Bone 7 and Mag were easily 1-2 best Clockworks. At least I'd seen. Back in the days of the original Team Empire and Kai P. And Mag played Clockwork a lot. Also just works out. We just talked about kiting the Troll Warlord. You know, could potentially cog bounce out the Legion Commander. Or hook her, you know, just to slow things down. He looks to duel Blade Mail Carrier as well. Always nice versus the Troll. And the Legion. And it just adds the team fight. that supplements the team fight that they've already built, I should say. So Venge, one position Venge, solid, very solid to round out Vega's lineup as well. Hero that adds an extra disable. I mean, not a hero that's really going to be able to get into the face of Clockwork in lane without, a frostbite or a misusage of cogs. But it definitely is a hero that can get active early. Like a hero that supplements everything Legion and Troll do with the Vengeance aura. I really like the Vengeful Spirit 5th pick here. But again, these unforgiving roaming picks, these feast or famine picks, such as the Pudge, are often going to determine the success of a draft. We'll see what kind of start Vega is able to get off to with their Pudge. Don't want to be watching the prison bars all game. What will happen to this one, guys? Again, Vega, Comanche, best of 3. And this is the semifinals of Star Ladder I League Season 3 Invitational. Sunstrike going to do a little scouting. Kioma, TP's out to the bottom lane. And will pop Mag Smoke, so potentially gets himself a free D ward here, if he can guess properly. It gives him a bit of rune vision. Rotations down from the shrine as well. Interesting ward spot that I haven't seen all that often. But it did seem like the dire side were weary of that placement, and somehow seemed like Sioma unable to have the fog toggled, but unable to see Mag's ward drop, so he should have a little bit of information for himself. Meanwhile, Dire gonna get one down over by the Radiant Shrine. Sorry guys, I was really had a big urge to sneeze. Ended up going away. Feeling blessed. Boots first start for Sioma. He will kind of play that nomadic role. It seems Mag gonna get into lane. And Logic or Magical pick up his Invoker towards the mid. Yol, the old stalwart in CIS Dota, gonna pick up his Witch Doctor. Arc on the Arcana Juggernaut. And Fervian on the Treant Protector, so. We'll see how this tree is played. I expect a bit more kind of pulling and stacking and farming the jungle than we're used to. And I only say that because Legion Commander are not the easiest kill. If they are going to get her, they're going to have to get her early and often. Or, a level or 2 is up in press the attack. Legion also has great base move speed for a melee carry. 320 MS. Loading out with the poor man's shield. I believe Juggernaut has 300, yep. So. Yeah. Good cask will be necessary to lock her in. And cask is a good disable to have against Legion, as the purge doesn't necessarily help you on that, right? So there's kill potential, but I don't know how great it is. So we'll see, anyways, how Fervian contributes in this early stage. Whether or not he justifies his presence in lane early and often. And he has gone for the Nature's Guys level 1, so he'll definitely be applying some pressure. Does have the Orb of Venom. Obviously a great hero to trade with. That big chunky base damage. Alright, so blocking the mid lane is going to work out for Logic. Lane may push a bit as his range goes down, but y'all going to be trading with G in the mid lane. The players not unfamiliar with one another. And now rotation going to come through from Silent, who's likely spending some time in the jungle. Venge up against the Clockwork. For now is going to have Sioma in lane. Mag's going to see him walk out to the west though, so he can kind of queue up his aggression based on that. He's gonna cog in Aloha Dance. Aloha will just stand and deliver. Oh, right clicks. Alright. Fervian top lane wrapping on Afterlife. But again, difficult kill at least early on. Or difficult kill once she gets some levels, I should say at least. Bash into the Blade Fury, and the cask is there. Sunstrike, not necessary, and Fervian with the right click will find the first blood on Afterlife in the top lane. So, you know, as mentioned, if they want to kill this Legion, they're going to have to do it early and often. And she does pick up the level 2 in the meantime under the wave. But we'll need at least one more to feel kind of relatively safe in this lane. Dioma rotting away in the bottom lane. Mag does get the sentry down. And the responsitory sentry bottom lane as well. Bash out onto Afterlife. He's going to do a little bit of trading with Fervian. Did go for the point in the passive, the moment of courage. But to try and trade with this Treant, but still very difficult to do so. And they will get the side pull off, so
I'll take that.
really good early safe lane for Vegas, or for Comanche side. For Vega's side, Mag perhaps getting a little more than they'd like out of the bottom lane. Then we'll TP down Sioma. See if they can't punish him for it. Mag does end up getting hooked. Sioma slowing him with the Rod. Aloha Dance coming through with the Magic Missile. Will get it off. Wave of Terror is there as well. But underneath the tower, Sioma just not tanky enough yet. Sunstrike in the jungle. Going to miss. Onto Afterlife. One right click up the hill is going to connect. Orb of Venom not there though. And Afterlife walking down in towards his tower. 335 move speed on the Treant though. Oh, gets frostbitten. And Silent, right place, right time. Gonna find the return kill for his Legion on that Treant Protector. Afterlife back to the base. Has a set of boots now and ATP, so. With the Treant dropping there, he does actually have a set of boots of his own. Picking up that first blood. But at least the Legion will be able to answer with a set of her own already. Sitting on 365 move speed as Logic take a little bit of punishment mid lane. Meanwhile, Mag scouted by the range creep. Yoma not going to attempt the hook there. Lost my mouse for a second. Arc 22 CS. 21 for Aloha Dance. He made that one move to the north to try and bring down Mag, so.
What sort of prize is this?
Arc now going to take a big overwhelming odds. Will salve up in the tree line though. And is still one level ahead of this Legion. So not at the point yet where, you know, the supports abandoning the lane means Afterlife can just body Arc. He will do so now though. And he'll get bashed up. It gets the overwhelming odds off. Has the extra bit of move speed there. So no cause for concern for this Legion commander. Meanwhile, mid lane, G a little bit far forward. He's going to be wrapped on here by Yul. Yul is under the cover of smoke, however. Silent going to run into him. And a Witch Doctor Crystal Maiden sighting. Should have been very exciting. But Arc is going to pop his healing ward top lane. Still more than enough mana to look for a kill if they need to. And meanwhile, bottom lane, Cass going to fly out. Mag trying to get in distance of Aloha Dance. He won't be able to. He will be frostbitten up. Magic Missile going to fly out as well. Wave of Terror is there. Mag can easily cogs though. So it doesn't feel like there was too much threat to his life there. But Sioma rotating through. And now Yul showing Cook will land. He'll get rotted up, frostbitten, right click down. Mag going to pop off the battery assault. But Silent able to walk through the units. And now Sioma near him. He's going to get the rot slow off. Aloha Dance rotating through as well. Gets the Magic Missile off. Wave of Terror is there. Sunstrike though is going to kill off Sioma almost simultaneously. However, the bigger kill going the way of the Radiant side, and Sioma actually the one to get the kill first, so more than likely the one to get the experience as well, and that is the case. Mag not going to pick up any. So good heads up play by Logical, or Logic and Magical. Sioma now towards the mid lane. He'll go on this Pudge. Down a bit of vision by the Shrine. And now will pop out of smoke. Range whirling axes are going to be there. Hook will land. And the melee whirling axes and the TP not in time from Yol. Beautifully played by Sioma. Using the fog of war in the nighttime to get in close. And then the range whirling axe slow. Securing the hook to land. Silent being stalked by Mag. Right near the Shrine, however. So this is not an easy kill by any stretch. Mag hoping someone will come up low. And we'll get the cogs off onto Silent, who's forced to pop the Shrine. Sunstrike will come through and connect. Mag is going to get magic missiled up. Got a little bit of lag there. And brought down. He gets the CM. Solo kill. Again, though. His mechanical blood will be spilled. And it's a nice little bounty of experience for that triumvirate of heroes involved. Never easy to go on a hero standing on the top of the Shrine. But, you know, sometimes you're just sitting on an invis rune and you want to make it work. Can't really blame him in that respect. Yoma really getting things done around the map now. Already 2-2-2 on the Pudge. 8 kills in the game. Finally going to be scouted out by Fervian. Gets down a ward. Doesn't seem like there was a ping from the tree. Oh, there it is. Almost as I spoke. Oh, Hook though is going to land through the living armor onto Ark. He's forced to spin up, and now the cask flying through does end up bouncing onto Sioma. He'll be the kill for now. And just a timely TP in from Yol will help them to defend up their Juggernaut. Likely they know where the sentry or the sentry needs to be placed as well. G's been in the jungle for a bit, sitting on level 8. Logic picks up his level 7 in the mid lane. Still 500 gold away from that coveted Midas, though. Afterlife, no mana for this duel top lane. Living armor popped on the Juggernaut as well, and D-Ward going the way of Fervian. Feels odd that the troll is leaving his lane unoccupied, considering he was doing very well. Before CS, some of those jungle creeps, but to the 37 of the Invoker. Meanwhile, top lane, first duel comes out, and they will get a kill. Now a swap back as Aloha Dance rotates in. Yol, he's in trouble as well. Sioma has a hook, but we'll just use the rot first to secure it. And 2 kills going the way of the Radiant with Aloha Dance's first rotation. One of them being a duel victory. Or Afterlife. I just looked at the D-Ward and for some reason felt the need to look away from that lane. Support this noob caster. If you have any left, of course. Top lane. Glyph and Living Armor combo gonna stymie this push for a bit of time. As bottom lane, Sioma gonna TP in to defend his tier 1. But it doesn't look like the Radiant will be deterred for now. Hookshot actually gonna miss. As a Rocket Flare came through, and now the Battle Trance popped to expedite the push top lane. Sioma, he's gonna be pincered in. He just gets Omni Slashed immediately and brought down. And just couldn't hide behind that Rocket Flare. Now a TP in from Afterlife drops down in overwhelming odds. Should be able to slow this up. Meanwhile, Aloha Dance trying to desperately to bring down this tower top lane, as you don't want to leave towers with any stitch of HP against a trio. And unfortunately, that's what they'll have to do. Leech Seed goes out onto Aloha Dance. Crystal Nova will connect onto the tree amp, but not onto Magical. Who will with the Sunstrike. Cask gonna fly through, only connects once. But the Cold Snap is there onto Silent. Magic Missile gonna keep the Invoker at bay. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Ark able to pick up the last hit on the tower. And mid lane, G popping the Battle Chance for himself. 7 stacks of Fervor up. These boots completed up by Afterlife. Has had a good early game overall. Mag has not had a poor one. Not a fantastic one by his Clockwork standards. Hook, though, by his Clockwork standards, is going to find Afterlife. Sunstrike is going to be there, but doesn't connect. And she was bounced out of the cog. Still, Ark will join up with Mag, and Mag trying to do his thing on the Clockwork. Sioma still trying to do his top lane. As Living Armor goes out, Hook will not land onto Yol. Not sure that they had Full vision of that area. Entries on top of one another. CO1 just missing the enemy sentry around the corner. He ends up getting this first. Meanwhile, pushing into the tower. TP's inbound as well from Arc. We did use his Omni Slash bottom lane. Battle Trance being used to farm up some Ancients. Sioma gets the dust off, will connect onto Fervian, but Healing Ward deployed early for the ensuing fight, more than likely. Mag stalking the Troll Warlord bottom lane as well. Arc forced to spin. Now he's more than likely to retreat here, it feels. But they are going to stick around. Hook will land onto Yol. Afterlife has the duel ready. They don't get the cask off in time. He did get the Voodoo Restoration, but it's not enough to save his life. Second duel win, second kill of the game for Afterlife. Mag hits a two-man hook shot. Sunstrike will jump through two as well. They'll pop the Battle Trance and look to turn onto him, but he's got the living armor up as G enters the fray. Now Mag in trouble. Gets bashed, and G will get it when he needs it. Double kill for Aloha Dance. Arc down and out to the south. Meanwhile, the Invoker mid lane putting some punishment into the tier 1, but nothing too significant at this point. Aloha Dance perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Could have been Omni Slashed. But Arc thinking better of it. Doesn't want to dive too deep behind the tower and eat his life over. Goal will grab up some vision just as Silent and Aloha make their way over to the shrine. But a good sequence of events for Vega Squadron up on the top lane. And they are able to defend up their mid lane tier 1 as well. Afterlife hanging around top. It'll be a difficult kill for him. He's going to need to Quelling Blade through and phase with his duel. There's also a Sunstrike opposite him. So, difficult kills for him for sure. Fervian. Barely showing. He'll walk forward. Does not connect with the overwhelming odds though. Just gonna spread his wings in intimidation. Sunstrike. Exactly where it was thrown out. Again, caster. Meatball gonna be dropped in the mid lane just to push it out. G does have the Yasha going into the Manta style early. Good against the Treant Overgrowth for sure. Not terrible against the Clockwork either. Hooks on you, looks for the Battery Assault, and you can just pop a Manta. Give it a few more targets. Deafening Blast can certainly be very annoying. Rocket is going to scout out Afterlife, who's trying to make it away and through the trees. But the hook again from Mag is on point. Sunstrike going to come through. Press the attack is there, so Mag getting traded with decently here, but not enough for Afterlife. Meanwhile, mid lane, Battle Trance is popped, and the tower healthier than I thought it was just a moment ago. Of course, with a Treant, that's always going to be. Oh, yo, yo, please have mercy. Beautiful deny from the Witch Doctor. One of the better base damage supports, but still very impressive from him. We'll deny up some gold away from the Radiant squad as Vega lose their Legion Commander top. Still, though, potentially gaining some map control hereafter, as they'll be able to smoke and drop down some wards, at least perhaps smoke into the Roche Pit with his Vlads on their Troll. So the mid lane does open up a lot right now for Vega.
Illusions.
Afterlife, 1100 gold at this point. Well, considering his start, it does feel a bit behind, especially after that death. Mag, you know, had a worse start. Still is lower than the Legion in terms of overall net worth, but the last two hook shots have been able to facilitate some positive engagements for the Comanche side. Sioma going to be scouted, as is G's TP. And both teams seem content to farm at this point. Roshan definitely, a key concern here for Vega, perhaps a little bit more so than Comanche is. Comanche, not amazing at killing it quickly. I mean, with the Forge Spirits, they'll do decently in the Healing Ward, but certainly for this unit, a bit more of an obvious objective for them. They will battle trance up. They get scouted by the Rocket Flare, but not sure that the reaction will be quick enough. They do see the Invoker bottom lane. Of course, he can contribute to the fight without being there, but just not enough to deter them here with Invoker showing bottom, one who's showing mid. Try to steal the kill with the Sunstrike. Won't be successful in doing so. It does land on G, though. Aloha Dance completed up most of his Hurricane Pike. And just buy up the recipe relatively soon.
This will do nicely.
Good item it is. One of the items that when, they first released the set of new items felt weird, but has proven to be one of the more popular ones. Arc looking to go mid lane. Hook shot does land, and this should be a dead Aloha Dance, but he actually gets the Force Staff off. And just as I mentioned it, I'm an idiot. He's able to force himself out of the cogs. Talked about how it's a good item. Cool. Ag, speaking of good items, on the Invoker, going to be up in a couple hundred gold here. And Midas off cooldown in 8 seconds, so that'll be out. 17 minutes in here for the Invoker. G with Aegis, going to TP himself down to the bottom lane. They look to find some aggression in towards the Invoker. He's going to back out, but as we see Fervian already healing it up. It's tier 1. Could be in a bit of a pickle. And no real trades to be found immediately across the map. I mean, none of the waves are really pushed in that much. Logic can look to go into the tier 1 mid as he pings it out. Or the Radiant ping it out to defend it. But he's already a little bit behind the positioning of his counterparts. Top lane, meanwhile, Arc putting some punishment into the off lane tower, and there is a decrep here for him. Does get the kill off. Sioma though will decrepify him and actually kind of anti-synergizes with the duel there, as Arc was not attacking. Fervian will end up dropping. Arc will make it out. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Mag goes in, but he's gonna hookshot onto G, who still has the Aegis at this point. Sunstrike gonna fly out. Aloha able to dodge it. Crit there from Arc, and he will get off the healing ward in time. Now Aloha very low, is going to drop to the Tornado. Troll all by his lonesome here. Does Manta up, looking to continue to fight. Will drop down to the south as his Aegis will be popped here. It doesn't feel like there'll be anyone nearby for him. Ice Wall going to be deployed. G going to battle trance up. Try to slow down Mag. We'll be able to put a couple of right clicks into him with the range form. Fervian back into the fray. Under the cover of a Radiant Sentry, however. But Arc, Mag, and Magico will be able to shrine up. So overall, good fight for Vega. They get the Aegis,
This'll come in handy.
as well as a kill on Aloha Dance's one position bench. Meanwhile, top lane, Afterlife, unsuccessful alongside Sioma. As perhaps there's some miscommunication from them too. I don't know if... I mean, you feel like you should be aware that your Legion has her blink, but I'm not sure if Sioma was at the time. But going for the decart before the duel, it still feels like they don't get that kill. It's not as if it was a losing mistake. As Sioma did cancel the decart as well, like a second and a half into its channeling, so it's a bit of misfortune, I guess. Definitely a set of circumstances that pretty heavily benefits Comanche. Vega with a 4K, so pretty subtle lead here, 20 minutes in the way of net worth. 6K in the way of experience, however. Even against the Midas of the Invoker. Actually, 2 Midases, one on the Mag, one on the Invoker. Mag gonna run into Silent, Rocket Flares him up, will hook him, and the Sunstrike will finish him off. With ease, Mag has been doing work on the clock. Nothing I'm not used to seeing from him. Definitely would consider that one of his major comfort heroes. G top lane alongside Aloha Dance are going to bring down the second to last outer tier tower away from the dire side. Didn't quite catch when they got bottom lane. I guess right before that fight they were able to take down the tier 2. as the Legion Commander, we're going in on our top lane. So Mag going in for his 4-staff. And with the Midas, he'll have it relatively soon.
Do it with flair.
So Manta was completed up. You saw it used in that bot lane engagement where Vega lost their Aegis. Fusel Blade up against the Living Armor. Nice pickup. Also, just generally speaking, Manta Diffusal go hand in hand on Agi carries. Tornado EMP gonna blow up the wave alongside a Rocket Flare as well mid lane. Maybe you want to be careful not to use their Living Armor cooldown here on the tower. And the swap back into the duel. They'll pop the Battle Trance as well. Arc getting bashed up, but the Deafening Blast Meteor combo. Afterlife and G just set up for it. Cask is going to bounce through with the Omni Slash. Sioma in trouble. He's going to drop Aloha Dance. He's maledicted up, but should survive for now. And G, very quick with the Manta style phase boots, is going to be able to make it away. However, still a decisively won fight in the mid lane, at least at the moment here. Sunstrike, right idea there. Aloha Dance going to jump back into many enemy heroes and could be in a lot of trouble. Does get his Hurricane Pike Force off. Couple of right clicks up the hill. Arc running into G. And Living Armor already used on Mag. Can he bring him down? He'll get bounced towards the Clockwork, so it looks like it's going to help him out here. Crystal Nova going to slow the majority of the Dire heroes. A couple more right clicks from G, but the cast coming through. Now the Blade Fury doing a lot of damage. Deafening Blast does not connect. Meanwhile, Silent able to pick off Fervian as the CM jump forward. The Dismember. Did I say Decrepify top lane? Have I been saying Decrepify? Is going to land from Sioma. I definitely have been saying Decrepify. Forgiven us, please. Hook is going to land onto Yol. Second duel of the fight essentially comes through for Afterlife. He'll win his third of the game. First level 2 duel. 34 damage on his side. And nice rotation back from Aloha and Silent. Aloha pretty much just kind of baited and had to run back out, but works out for his team. Meanwhile, Sunstrike, they have been really good from Logic. He seems to have a strong sense of logic, ironically enough. Had the right idea for most of these. Sunstrike's off the back of engagements and does find a kill there on Silent. Sioma has a 4-staff of his own. So going to be very hard for Mag to continue to lock people down in these cogs. Really nice Meteor Deafening Blast combo, but it feels like that's a mistake you make once in a game. And G and Afterlife, you know, standing on Afterlife's dual target. Or maybe we see G just positioned slightly differently in the future. Or jump the Invoker. But that seemed to go well-ish for Comanche, and they still lost pretty handily. So nice swap into the dual combo. Battle Trance there as well, and just reaction from Comanche. Perhaps a second too slow to salvage that engagement. Aloha Dance, though. Gonna be in a lot of trouble here top lane. Ward is going to be placed down. Jump forward from Magical. Gets the Cold Snap off. And Aloha Dance, he's essentially going to accept his fate, it feels. He'll force away, but the cask will land. And Aloha is going to be brought down. Maledict. A little bit of Leech Seed to take him down. G, meanwhile, bottom lane does complete up the Diffusal. And looking into his BKB, which will be a very effective item this game. Meanwhile, jump forward top lane. Afterlife can't get the duel off. He's one of the heroes that you love to go against in the Invoker, as he can't commit the Sunstrike while he's dueled up. Ice Wall, EMP there for Afterlife. He looks for the TP. Cold Snap, though. Gonna keep him in place. He gets to press the attack off, but he's in a lot of trouble. Gets hooked back by Sioma. Cask, are they gonna be able to split in time? They will. Nice 4-staff from Sioma. Gets him away from the Meatball. And now the Dismember onto Yol. Hook shot through from Mag, though. Sioma, he's gonna end up paying for this. Big overwhelming odds coming through from Afterlife, but Rocket Flare was already used at the time. So unable to scout him is Mag. Still, though, Sioma, nobly so, is gonna save up his Legion Commander for the time being. Oh, 1 kill. That's a lot of experience. Nice frog, please. Little dip back down in the net worth chart, but again, nothing too substantial in the way of the
This'll
metrics
come in handy.
in terms of lead for either side. Roche is up, and definitely look for, at very least, the Radiant to consider that soon. Solar Crest completed up for Aloha Dance. Can be nice versus the Omni Slash. Can be nice to help Siege as well. Throw that on your Troll Warlord. Let him stand high ground. And once he has the BKB, will be a very difficult kill. Then we're going to find the ward, and perhaps this tips them off that they're nearby the Roche pit. There are Manta Illusions at the Troll bottom. But right now it doesn't look like there's a beeline for the Roche pit from the Dire side. But Vega will set up around the pit. Put down a sentry, envision. Imagine I could draw a circle. Rocket Flare will immediately, almost immediately, once again scout. Strike will land on Aloha Dance, but again, pretty easy Roche attempt. Yoma and G. To be scouted by Fervian, and the smoke wrap is still being queued up here. Arc gonna jump forward onto Sioma and just pops the Manta and right clicks into him. He'll be able to force tap up the hill. Mag gonna connect with the two-man hook shot, and the meatball comes through. Mag pretty low though, as on the south side, Afterlife is able to duel down the Witch Doctor. Now Overwhelming Wads comes through G. He's gonna have his Aegis pop, but he'll be right back up. And so far it's a 2-for-1 for Vega. The Tornado will keep them from continuing to press forward. So they do get the Aegis, so effectively a 2-for-2. Of course, the net experience and gold will go the way of Vega, at least for the time being. Afterlife does grab himself up his second level 2 duel win. And gonna pick up the level 3 duel here shortly.
Double damage.
BKB soon to be picked up here for G. He's very close to having it. And can when he wants to. Noma going for a Solar Crest of his own. Has had a pretty major impact on this game overall. The Pudge, especially with the Arcane Aura behind him, seemed to work out thus far. Legion Commander going for a BKB of her own, and it does feel like Logic is kind of the bulk of the damage for the enemy side right now. Arc's certainly getting there. Manta Maelstrom has a full Mjolnir now. We have an Arteezy-esque build, pretty common on the Juggernaut. BKB being built up by Aloha Dance, so it does feel like they are itemizing to go high ground here. It's going to be very hard to layer CC with those BKBs up, so I mean, Cold Snap you can BKB through, Battery Assault, same sort of thing. So it has to be like, you know, hook into Invoker combo. Oh, the hook, speaking of which, very close to landing bottom lane. Sioma gets tornadoed up. EMP. Gonna be dodged by the Force Staff. Meanwhile, G in the top lane. Pushing the wave in, but chip damage on a tower is fairly inconsequential against Korea. Gem picked up by G. Meanwhile, bottom lane they are going to find with the melee or the ranged whirling axes Fervian, and he'll be an easy kill with that fresh gem picked up. Gem reveal. Arc in the trees does have a TP. I'm not sure what he's waiting around for. Perhaps looking for a straggler. Does have a Manta in too. Probably will just pop the Manta, push out the wave, and TP out, I would assume. Wow, he walks out just... Yeah. as the wave is there, and pop the Manta, push the wave out a bit, then TP away. Magical farming up top. Has a Lincoln Sphere at this point, so very difficult to duel, at least, you know, without being attempted to be swapped in, or, you know, without a Blink Dagger coming out from Silent, who does have himself a Force Staff. This is just anti-Clockwork gaming here. How many Force Staffs do we have? Or staves, perhaps? 4? 3. No, 3. With the Hurricane Pike, of course. And the BKBs now, I mean, Clockwork hooking into Cogs is just not the scariest. Fun sound the Arcana is. Of him dragging the sword. The game stagnated a little bit. And Roche certainly a key component of the potential high ground push for Vega. They definitely don't feel far ahead enough, if at all feel far ahead. Be pressing. Mag. Going for the TP out, Sioma. Oh, just a fraction of a second late.
And it's off.
Meanwhile, Aloha Dance under the cover of Invis. No dire sentries nearby, it seems. And G gonna find himself a Mag Clockwork who just TP'd. Come forward. And it does have the diffusal blade. Oh, the hook shot away. Gets the stun off onto Afterlife. Meanwhile, Aloha Dance looking to jump into Arc here. And is going to be able to BKB off the Overgrowth. Force Staff himself forward. It looks like they'll have to settle for the tree end for now. Meanwhile, Blink forward. Arc is being healed up. But, oh, the hook actually brings back Afterlife. Still, they'll be able to swap him back. And the Juggernaut is going to be dropped down. G with a double kill. He'll pop his BKB and go to town. Overwhelming odds going to bring them with a little bit of extra move speed, and now jumping forward for Mag as well. Afterlife still has the duel here. Are they going to give it to him? They will. And he'll get it off. 4 heroes dead for Comanche. 33 minutes in here. But Magical, he's pushing in the mid-late wave already. And they're trying to fight this through backdoor protection. Perhaps with further and press the attack, they will be able to. But Magical's already on the high ground. Battle Trance popped up. Glyph popped, helping out with the backdoor regeneration. G now trying to bring down this tier 3, and Magical will get his simultaneously. Still backdoor protection there, but they'll get the melee racks. And now Magical trying desperately to get one of his own, won't be able to do so. Gem not there, as G not the first to TP back. Mag's hookshot not gonna land. And TP into the Shrine from Yol is an optimistic one. He'll have to pop the Shrine. Hook will land from Sioma, but it's into the other team. So he needs to be careful. He'll be cogged up, maledicted. Yol will drop down the Death Ward. And meanwhile, flanking from the south is the Invoker. G perhaps in a bit of a precarious position here. 5 seconds until BKB. Tornado will not catch him. Meanwhile, Afterlife is going to find the Invoker on the west side. Silent does end up dying during the freezing field. Overwhelming odds going to catch onto 3G. Pops up his BKB again as it just comes off of cooldown. He'll jump forward into Mag. A couple more right clicks up the hill will find him. Aloha Dance looking to get the Treant. Won't be able to do so. Magical back into the fray. Did buy back on the Invoker. Gets the EMP off. Trying to kill off the Vengeful Spirit. Will be able to do so. But it's a buyback utilized for the Invoker. An overall 3 for 3 trade. Invoker losing 1,500 gold there, according to the fight recap. So a bit of a concern. G pretty much survives through it all. Does end up using 2 BKB charges in the elongated scrimmage there, but doesn't feel like he's any worse for wear. He's on his way to a Satanic now.
I'll take that as tribute.
Not sure how I feel about the Satanic, not that my opinion really matters all that much. But yeah, it feels like with Afterlife they have a decent amount of damage. Still, I would have liked to see MKB or something of the sort for G. But it does seem like he's set on the Satanic. So the difference between MKB and Satanic, of course, is Satanic helps you high ground. MKB, not so much, other than the fact that you can right-click uphill reliably. So definitely the correct build for G. Looking to end the game. He will be the only one to right-click into the shrine. The rest of his team will formate around him. If that's a word. Get into formation, maybe?
A gift from the goddess.
And will drop down a ward as they've denied up that access point to the map. And G will look to push the top wave in. No gem on G any longer, so been able to take that out. And the split push facilitation ward here. Perhaps the hook shot ward as well. But G, he's going to make his move in towards mid. At least shoves the super creeps up. This is a ranged Rax, but of course Treant still a thing. Aloha Dance BKB of his. Afterlife BKB as well. Hook shot from Sioma, not going to land. Rocket Flare is briefly going to scout him. Aloha Dance and G get connected on by Tornado EMP. Is this force him to pop BKB? No, they'll just force staff away. Hook shot from Mag will not connect. And hook from Sioma as well. I like the decision not to pop BKBs. I mean, Comanche are very happy if they pop BKBs there. Really don't expend much. Just Tornado, EMP, Ice Wall. Meanwhile, 4HP is pushing in the bot lane. Does feel like Vega will have to deal with that at some point, but maybe they can just send Sioma back. Rocket Flare immediately to scout the pit. As Troll does pick up his level 25, so 20% magic resistance, really nice against the Invoker. Looks like a smoke from Vega. As they will TP in Afterlife Arc into the pit. This could be very risky. They're going to know almost immediately if they walk down to the south. Smoke will be popped. Sioma is going to see Yol. They'll get the Crystal Nova off and now jump forward. Easy kill for G. He doesn't even expend his BKB. Aloha Dance, however, does. And meanwhile, Arc is working on the Roshan. Jump forward. Afterlife will find the duel. Overgrowth is there to keep them at bay, but this is a big kill on the Invoker if they get it, and they will. They get the dual damage. Not sure if it's worth the Aegis. Arc, he's going to drop down the Omni Slash, but it's into 3 heroes. Manta's popped as well. He's going to lose his Aegis. Aloha Dance uses the Pressy, or gets the Pressy attack out from Afterlife. He'll get the Wave of Terror off onto the Juggernaut. No spin. Dismembers there. And a jump forward. Mag in trouble as well. Hook shot. Celebratory one. As an odd decision from Comanche to try and sneak the Roche. They knew G was nearby just a moment ago with the Rocket Flare, and he stood high ground near the shrine. Team smoked up, kind of run into each other. It was nighttime. Fog was, you know, limiting vision. But link for it from G, and he'll kill him quickly. Now they'll go immediately towards the top lane, where the glyph will be baited. No buybacks on any of these heroes, guys. This could just be it for game 1. 40 minutes in here. They'll get the range racks mid and the lane top. And with a Troll Warlord, Comanche know they're up at least against Megas. Sioma, meanwhile, will find Ferbian. Doesn't end up grabbing the kill, and he played a great game overall on the Pudge. Really no major standout, it felt, for Vega, but overall just very well played as a unit. They had a great recognition of when they were able to take Roche and when they weren't, and pretty much had control of that area of the map all game long. And when they were able to eliminate the Invoker from the fight, Comanche just had no answer. So despite Mag, you know, playing pretty damn well through the mid game, they itemized against him very well with the 3 Force Staffs. And then the 3 BKBs just to end the game, as well as the Satanic. So really good itemization, really good movement, decision making overall from Vega Squadron. And hey, they took a risk in the draft as well with that early first phase Pudge and the Legion Commanders to follow it in the 3rd pick. So nicely done by Vega. They'll take game 1, guys. We'll be back shortly here on Dota_StarLadder, or Dota StarLadder _EN, excuse me, for the SLI League Season 3 Invitational EU Qualifier.